Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. FPL Consult here, and today we're going to take a look at my Game Week 22 early transfer plans. So there are still quite a couple of games to go for Game Week 21. To be precise, there is still at least 18 calendar days to go. So we are quite early into Game Week 22, but I thought at least I show you guys what I'm thinking about for now, whether I'm going to bring Erling Haaland back or not, and whether I can play around with some moves in the future to get ready for double Game Week 25, because you would remember just before the Game Week 21 deadline, it was announced that Man City and Brentford will have a double. It's yet to be confirmed whether Liverpool versus Luton will be shifted there as well. That is the likely fixture that will also be shifted to Game Week 25, giving Liverpool and Luton a double on top of the other two teams, Man City and Brentford, who already double. Right, so we will get more confirmation of that closer to the Game Week 22 deadline, but I have some plans that incorporate that information as well. So I'll discuss all of that in this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and if you do, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here. In the Game Week 22 deadline stream, I will be giving away a free Fantasy Football Hub membership, so make sure you're subscribed for that one. Right, so let's take a look at my Game Week 22 team for now. As I've mentioned, there is still quite a couple of games to go for Game Week 21, but as of recording, these players in the team are still pretty much fit, so we'll go on the basis of that. I have one free transfer and 9.7 million in the bank. So honestly, that is an absurd amount. And it is only because the funds are there to bring Erling Haaland back. I assume a lot of us will actually have this much money in the bank as well, or even more. I've seen a couple of teams with at least 13 million in the bank, so incredible. That's all to bring Erling Haaland back, and as of recording, we've already received the news that Erling Haaland has had a setback in his recovery. So because of that, there is speculation that he may not make it back in time for the Burnley game that Man City will be playing in Game Week 22 at the end of the month. So if that does not happen, and if he does not return in time basically, there is a chance maybe we avoid him for one more week, and in my case, I can actually go for a slightly more luxury transfer, or I could choose to roll the transfer as well. So I'll discuss all of that in this video. Let's take a look at the team for now without transfers made before we go into the transfer tinkering section to see my transfer plans. But for now, Areola in goal, Bournemouth at home, perfectly fine with it, not interested in making keeper transfers for now. The backline is Porro, Walker and Konza. As of recording, I'm recording this right after the Aston Villa versus Everton game. Konza just kept a clean sheet there. Walker has also come off a 6-point haul because he got an assist in the Newcastle game for Man City. Right, so very happy that I took a hit for him. That hit was pretty much a last minute one where I sold Livramento last week for a hit to bring Kyle Walker in, and it already has paid off, so I'm pretty happy with that one. And then there's Porro playing Brentford at home. So ideally I wouldn't want Konza playing Newcastle at home, but my bench is just really thin. There is some speculation whether Trent would come back in time for Chelsea at home for Liverpool. If he does come back in time, then maybe I can roll the transfer and just bench Konza and start Trent instead. But the thing is, if Erling Haaland isn't back, I can just spend that one free transfer on Konza if I really want to replace him against Newcastle. So we'll see what happens. The game is at Villa Park, so as of now, I don't really have plans to sell Konza. In midfield, it's Palmer, Foden, Pascal Gross, and Saka. All of them pretty much have quite good fixtures, except for Palmer, who has Liverpool away. And the thing is, Palmer has just been doing so well that I actually don't put it past him to get some returns against Liverpool. So I'm perfectly fine with this midfield, but yes, of course, moving forward, it will start to change a little bit to get ready for double Game Week 25. Right, and then up front, it's Darwin Núñez, Solanke, and Ollie Watkins. The main exclusion here, of course, is Erling Haaland, because I'm saving funds, 9.7 million in the bank, as I mentioned just now, to bring Haaland back in for Darwin Núñez, and that was the original plan. Right, so assuming Haaland is not back, I actually can choose to roll the transfer and go with this starting 11. Yes, my bench is really weak, but my starting 11 are all pretty much players that are going to start for sure, and they're nailed players that will pretty much get quite good minutes. So I have no worries about rolling the transfer. But I think if Haaland is out, there's a chance that I can also take advantage of that and use it as an opportunity to get ahead of the curve, and not really ahead of the curve. I'll be late on this move, but I can consider Konza to Estupiñán or even Taylor to Estupiñán on my bench. right? So that I can get a Brighton player in my team, because Brighton's fixtures are really good. Estupiñán, of course, a very highly bought player in Game Week 21, leading into the Game Week 21 deadline at least. So his ownership is really high. He's also risen in price recently, so for good reason. He has yet to play as of recording, but I do expect him to do quite well against Wolves. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, this is the team for Game Week 22. Let's take a look at my transfer plans for 22 as well as up till Game Week 25. So before I go into my Game Week 22 transfer plans and beyond as well, I think it's a good time for me to kind of share with you guys my strategy for double Game Week 25 and blank Game Week 26. So there is a number of viable strategies that have come up to navigate that, because it will be quite tricky. Double Game Week 25, assuming all goes according to plan, it would likely be Liverpool, Luton, Man City and Brentford who will be doubling then. In 26, right immediately after the double, Liverpool are likely to blank, and a couple of other teams like Chelsea and Tottenham, players like Pedro Porro, players like Richarlison, Cole Palmer as well, they're all likely to blank in 26 as well. We will get confirmation of this, of course, closer to the Game Week 22 deadline, but if all goes according to plan, which I am planning for based off of that right now, at least that's what the odds suggest, I think it could be quite tricky to navigate. A number of people are planning to free hit in Game Week 25. I will go into more in-depth chip strategy later on in a video later this week, so make sure you're subscribed for that one. But I think for now, I plan to save the free hit for much later on. I will also discuss why saving the free hit for game weeks beyond 25 could be useful in that strategy video, so make sure you subscribe for that one. But for now, if I save it, I intend to triple captain in game week 25, and that could be used either on Mo Salah or Erling Haaland. Of course, we know that Man City are confirmed to double, so if Erling Haaland is back in time, which I think by 25 he's pretty much going to be back by then, he would be a popular triple captain option. If Salah doubles in 25 as well, which is also very likely, it's just that we need to wait on a couple of results to make sure that is the case, then he will also be a very popular triple captain option. So I intend to use the chip then, get it out of the way, and then use my other chips in kind of a more optimal way later on. So I use the triple captain in 25 and just get rid of it. So that is my plan for now. And I've worked out a transfer route that would allow me to carry out this chip strategy. So but now in Game Week 22, let's work out two different scenarios, and I'll show you guys two different trains of thought that's going through my head right now. So the first one is in the event where Erling Haaland is not back in time, which is likely going to be the case. What I could do is sell Ezri Konsa for Estupiñán. So once again, I don't really have to make this move, but of course, if it is available to me, I would make this move. Luton away, great fixtures for Estupiñán basically. His attacking threat is really good. I don't really have to justify him too much, but I think moving forward, he will be quite a crucial player when you look at the structure of my team. So assuming I make this transfer, Konsa out and Estupiñán in, my team will look really good for Game Week 22. Come Game Week 23, I would have one free transfer. I'm likely going to roll this transfer. In 24 as well, I don't really necessarily have to make any real transfers, but of course I will have two free transfers by then. But let me just fast forward to Game Week 25 for now. And bear in mind, I have three transfers to make by Game Week 25, right? I have rolled one already. I've basically rolled one in 23, one in 24, and I'll get one in 25 as well. Of course, I can't roll three transfers altogether, so I will make one of those moves earlier. But the point I'm trying to make here is that come Game Week 25, I could make three different changes to my team to get ready for double Game Week 25. So those three changes could involve Saka out for Mo Salah. He would be back by then. He's also a very popular triple captain option here. And then, of course, Erling Haaland would be back in the team as well. So let's bring Erling Haaland back in, because I assume as well that he would be fit in time for double Game Week 25. And then, of course, that's two transfers made already. The last one would be on Pascal Gross. And as you guys can see, I will have enough funds for Garnacho. So again, I've just made three transfers, but of course I can't make three transfers in one game week. So these moves could be spread out across the next couple of game weeks. I assume what is likely going to be happening is that Haaland could be back in 23. So maybe in 23 I make that move, I roll in 24, and come to game week 25, I bring Salah and Garnacho in for Saka and Pascal Gross. So that's the plan for now, and then I'll probably triple captain Salah either Salah or Haaland. I haven't decided that one yet. But my team would look like this, and you can see as well that assuming if Trent is back fit in time, I can just sub Trent in for, let's say, Cole Palmer, who has Man City here in Game Week 25. It could be tricky for him. And of course, the Fantasy Football Hub tracker does not have Liverpool on double game weeks for now because it's not announced yet. It's just a likelihood. Then I would have Salah and Trent, who would be doubling. I will also have triple Man City in Walker, Foden, and Haaland. So I really, really do like this plan. And of course, moving forward into Game Week 26, again, the transfer planner here does not have the blanks, but if you guys can kind of visualize with me, Palmer would be blanking, Porro would be blanking, Trent and Salah would also be blanking. So my plan then in 26 is actually to sell Salah, right? So I'll fast forward a little bit further. I didn't really plan to show this on this video, but I guess for the sake of explaining, I think it could help this video. So basically the plan for 26 is actually to sell Salah, take a hit for this one, and bring Saka back in. And of course, after that, sell Adingra as well, and bring Jarrod Bowen in, who I assume as well will be back fit by then. So looking at the fixtures for Saka and Bowen from game week 26 onwards, it's just really, really good. And then of course, you take into account the fact that there are going to be a couple of blanks moving forward from 26 to 29 for Liverpool, because the 26 is the EFL Cup final, 29 is also the FA Cup quarterfinals. So we're going to assume that Liverpool are blanking for those. I could just very well do without Salah for this period. So that's why I'm selling him and then bringing Saka in and Bowen in as well for the next few game weeks. And then the team is pretty much set. So this is the plan. So based off of this route of transfers, I can of course just go without the free hit chip all the way up till maximum game week 29. I think if I don't use it in 25, I'll probably have to use it in 29. But we'll see what happens and how the fixtures fall. But again, bringing us back all the way to game week 22 now, you guys can see that I have an option here to make a luxury transfer of Konza to Estupinian, which I don't necessarily need to make, because if you take a look at Konza's fixtures, if I bring Konza back in, if this would allow me to bring Konza, right, so if I bring Konza back in, his fixtures aren't the worst at all, right? After Newcastle, which obviously isn't great, there's Sheffield, Man United, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Luton away, and then Spurs at home. The fixture run is really not the worst in the world, and of course Villa are pretty decent defensively, and they just kept a clean sheet against Everton. And even before game week 21, I was already saying that Villa's defense is actually, based off of non-penalty expected goals conceded, is actually one of the higher ones, top 3 in the league for the time being. So I do understand that I can keep Konza as well. So really haven't firmed up my plans whether I want to make a luxury transfer or not, but it largely depends on whether Haaland is back. So let's go for a different route now. And let's say Haaland is back fit. I'm probably going to keep Konza, of course, and then do Darwin Núñez out for Erling Haaland. So let's make this move. And then, of course, after making this move, I can, of course, the transfer planner wouldn't let me show the moves moving forward now because I've kind of messed up the system. I've moved forward and moved back to it as well. But I can make this move in 22, and then just elaborating a little bit more of my plans moving forward after that. I can roll in 23. In 24, I can just bring Garnacho in for Pascal Gross. Come 25, where Liverpool double, I can then bring Saka out and bring Salah in. So that's the plan for Game Week 25. I just plan to navigate it and basically not use a chip then. I think it would be more worth it to triple captain then and save the free hit for later on. Once again, I will go into more chip strategy discussion in a later video. But for now, this is my plan. Largely dependent, of course, which I assume for everyone as well, on Erling Haaland's fitness. If he's fit for Game Week 22 against Burnley, and if you get news he starts, I think it's a no-brainer that we all bring him back in. But if he isn't, I think the options are open for me as well. Either I roll or I do Konza to Estupinian. So let me know what you guys are doing for Game Week 22. Slightly longer of a section here in the transfer tinkering part, but there's a lot of future planning to be done, so this one had to be a little bit longer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here. Again, chip strategy video will be the next video out later this week. Hopefully you guys enjoy that one, and I will see you in more Game Week 22 content coming very soon. Bye bye.